One. That's a three. We are live. Welcome to another episode of the podcast, the Journey Vlog. My name is Goober. This is my white black wall, and we are on episode number 6 of the Journey Vlog. Is it episode 6? I forgot. How amazing is that? Here we are, 1 week later, 6 episodes. It's like we just created our own. It's a show. Created our own morning show, just like that, by just deciding we wanted to do it. And that is the power of technology and the internet to just give people access. Okay. I didn't need no sponsors. I didn't need a TV platform. I didn't need anything. I don't even have a microphone or a great camera. I just have these headphones that aren't even mine, that I'm borrowing from my friend, and this computer and Wi-Fi connection. Access, not ownership. Access. Remember that. It's going to be very important in the next 5 years. Access versus ownership is probably the new way we're all going to be working. Just think about Uber. Think about Grab. Like, if you're my age, you're a very, I mean, it depends. Some of you love cars, but I know that a lot of you would rather just Grab or Uber anywhere because you don't have to deal with traffic or parking or any of that. You might still buy a car, but you're less interested anymore, right? Unless you're an enthusiast. And I mean, I would still buy a car, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's just easier to just get drove around everywhere, especially if you're like in a really busy country. I don't even want to think about parking, man. Anyways, this is amazing. We can just start your own show like this. It doesn't matter if you don't have viewers. What's cool is that it just exists. It is. And on today's episode of this beautiful morning, actually it's 11 on a Tuesday, and I want to talk about my second business venture that happened after the first one in the previous video, where we were making money off Skype from doing gaming mods. Now, after that mod got patched, I told you the business basically no more, doesn't exist. But I was still obsessed, so I was stuck in my internship now without any more customers. It became boring very, very quickly because I realized half the time I was just uh, talking to other customers when I wasn't working, and the time that I wasn't working was actually a lot because I just had nothing to do. I was just an intern. They didn't give me much. Anyways, I started racking my brain on how can I take all this money that I made. I think at this point I had about 1,600 left after I took out a few hundreds to treat myself, my friends, and my family, and to celebrate my wins. So on the third month, so that thing lasted 2 months. So on the third month and the fourth month, I was just thinking of what I can do next. And because I was already in the gaming niche, gotta get that coffee. Because I was already in the gaming niche, I was like, how can I capitalize on what I already know? So I'm in gaming. I like to game. What can I do? And at the time, one of the biggest games that I was playing was Overwatch and Dota 2. If you know about Dota 2, I'm sure you have. Yes, I am a Dota player, if that surprises you. I've been playing for many years. I played about 3,000 hours. It's not a lot, but it means you're not a nut anymore. You're quite familiar with the landscape of Dota, and I've been playing for about 5 years almost, probably longer, 6, 7 years, but not consistently. Anyways, I was like, this is probably one of the only other games that I know better than other games. But how can you make money from Dota 2? So uh, I just started, digging deeper, looking at what possible services, whether there were mods for Dota 2, there wasn't. So I had to get out of the mod business, and instead I found something that's more solid. And this is amazing because I don't want to reveal too much that I get competitors, but I doubt I'll get competitors because there's I mean, who's gonna watch this video, man? I don't think anyone who's planning on selling Dota 2 is gonna even find this video. But regardless, basically, I managed somehow magically to just find a little niche to exploit within the game itself, and I tested it out. Okay, so come every year, Dota has an international, this a seasonal. They call it international because that's when they bring the biggest players in the world, and they have a competition, a tournament, and then there's a prize pool, etc. So every year they have one, and it just so happened that it was at the same time where I was thinking about what to start next, where to put my money. So international came out, and what's special is that you get exclusive seasonal releases, meaning they release certain cosmetics that only come out for that season, and if you get them, they're like exclusive. You'll never get them anywhere else. You can never trade them. You can never buy them on Steam. Like that's it. It's just here and now for this month, and it's over. So what I did was I saw that, and then I got that golden swing. It's like I knew, my tongue did the little shivers, like la, 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 money, money, money's coming, money. You see this? This is money. And I was like, okay, this is happening. So I realized, you know what? If I can find a way to buy all these exclusive goods and then sell them at a higher price when it's over because it's exclusive, can never find it again. I would make a flip, a great flip. So I was like, okay, let's look into this. So I dug deeper, and the thing is that there was no one else doing this, so I had no reference to be like, oh, is this gonna work? Is it not? Nobody else was doing this. So I, when the seasonal pass came, I spent about $125, okay, to buy cosmetics. Then, 2 months later, after the thing was over, I went back to my usual ways. I went back on forums. I went back on YouTube comments. I just started organic growth hacking, looking now instead for Dota 2 customers, and specifically people who wanted these items. And lo and behold, there wasn't. So instead, I had to create. Get it? This market didn't exist. Now try and understand what I'm telling you. I know this sounds crazy, but this is what happened. Hey, cats, break it up. Okay, yeah, sorry, cats are fighting. Cats are part of this podcast. And what was I saying? God damn it, cats. Yeah, there was no market, so I had to make one. How crazy is that, right? It sounds like I'm doing huge things, but they're not. It was just really simple. I found Dota 2 communities, and then I used what worked with the mods, like the thread posts and the templates, copied that, modified it to suit Dota 2, started talking benefits of my service. So I was selling the service, not the actual skins. Get that? Because they can buy the skins themselves during the season. So why would they buy it from me? By the way, I was selling it for like 80% profit. Okay, I was buying them at dirt price, selling them for higher. And sorry, another cat fight. Uh, and then I was banking in on that 80%. So why would they buy it from me? One was that the nature of these skins, right? So they'll have like a 10, 20 different skins, and then they'll have three or four like ultra rare, very hard to get. And then every time you buy the chest, it's like a roulette, and you'll get a random skin and a random skin. And you had to buy a lot to get the really rare ones. So the nature of my service was like, uh, you can just buy ready-made sets. You don't have to go through the roulette. You can just buy them from me, save your money, get the sets you actually want. Done. Okay, that was it. That's all I did, and it worked like crazy. I started getting customers to Skype, to my email. I rarely got sales on my website because for I think Dota there was it was another untrustworthy business. People were getting scammed. So talking with people on Skype just made more sense to the customers. It made more sense to me. I still have the website. I'm just saying it rarely gets any traffic. Anyways, so I go and I start writing these threads about how you can get these international exclusive items from me, at a great deal, at a low risk, high reward kind of thing. And people start hitting me up, bam, 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 and I start making them sales, right? So it's crazy because here's nobody selling these. There's no market for this, and I just went and I did it. Boop. And all I did was what? What did I actually do here? Did I do a lot of research? Did I do some crazy like book readings? No, I mean, my point is, I just looked at the opportunity for a flip. And the reason I was able to see that was because I understood value exchange. I understood from that 2 months that people will pay when you can solve a problem, or when you can give them an offer that's like that's appealing. That's it. It's all about the offer being offered. You can almost sell anything. So I remember I spent 125, and the thing is about this business is it takes a while before you can sell or your inventory, because and by the way, these are all digital goods. There's no shipping, no anything. Just like the mods, I just send it to them online, and they get it immediately. Um, the thing is that there's a bottleneck issue with this business. Um, you can only sell a certain amount of items, or there's a certain amount of demand that you can cater to. So it becomes very, very hard to grow exponentially. The first, and it also takes a year. What I realized happened was, like I told you, they can buy these items themselves for that limited time. And then after that, it's gone forever. So most of the customers I was getting were people that played the game, but then when the season came out, for whatever reason, they could not buy the sets, the cosmetics. They weren't available. They were working. They were busy. They were traveling. Something like that. And then when they came to look for them, it's usually a year later or 6 months later. The the demand comes in a year after the season has expired. So that was my issue, is that I realized, oh, this is a long term kind of thing. But by the time the next year came, I had sold out. I was still getting customers for the last season, but I had no more items. So I was like, okay, okay, let's try this again. Now it's 2017. I did the same thing. New season came out. I bought the thing. I spent another $125, sold it at 80%, made back 500 by 2018. So 2018 comes in, and I've sold almost all my inventory, and I made it back another five. It was just so repeatable compared to 2016 that I was like, whoa, I have never had reoccurring math like that. Like, put in 125, you make back 500. Put in 125, make back 500. And then I was like, okay, we are onto something here. So come 2018, right? 2018 pass. This time I pumped in $250. So I doubled my stake. And what happened was interesting. Instead of getting the same amount in inventory, you think it would double, it became more than double, because the way the roulette works is sometimes the more you spend, the more you can win at one go. So you might win three or two skins at one time. It was crazy. So I did that for 2018. I got a ton of cosmetics. And by the way, because I was the only guy uh, doing this, it became very easy to, again, remember the mod thing? It's like an oligopoly, which I became the kingpin. Well, this one was even easier because there was less of a market. The ones that were actually selling the same thing as me were either had low inventory, or just they were just random guys. Whereas I came in as like a brand figure, and I had like literally hundreds and hundreds of cosmetics that when people look at my Steam inventory, they're like, "Whoa, yeah, this guy definitely legit." Um, and I had a lot of social proof. I had a lot of Steam badges on Steam. I had 7 years of service. I had 3 hours, 3,000 hours of Dota gameplay. I had tons of items. I had a lot of friends, so my account looked pretty solid. And you know what? Because I have nothing to hide to these guys. I even linked them to my Goober Studios Instagram, and sometimes people would hit me up on Instagram. Hey, are you the guy selling Dota 2 stuff? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to scam, but I don't care if you know who I am. So, anyways, 2018, I doubled the amount, and because I got way more of double the inventory, when I calculated my returns, it was like over 1,000 something. Plus, here's the thing: when it came to the rare sets, I sold them for triple, quadruple the price of what I was selling the normal cosmetics. So just from the unlocking the rare items alone, I was able to make back a lot of my expenses. And the more customers, the more rep, the more my forum account got boosted, the more people trusted me, the more kingpin I became. And the problem now is, again, this is a very long-term yearly thing. So like you spend $125, you make back 500 at the end of the year, or after 1 year, not even end of the year, and then you do that again. So you're just like, man, what's the point? Like, why all this trouble for $500 a year? Like, what? Well, that's the thing, is that it's no trouble at all. All I do is I just buy the skins, the cosmetics when they come out, and I just wait. I mean, I boost my thread post. That takes like 1 minute a day. Okay, it takes like 1 minute a day. So it's not like it's something I'm trying to explode. It just, you just need to spend a minute a day to maintain it. That's like 5 minutes a week, man. You know what? Let's do some math. It's 5 minutes a week. That's 4 weeks. That's 20 minutes a month. Okay, that is 20 times 12. That's 240 minutes a year. How many hours is that? Let's divide that by 60. That's 4 hours. So it takes 1 year, but the amount of work you put in is 4 hours. So basically, I'm making from this Dota 2 is making me $100 an hour. Let that sink in for a second. It takes me a year to sell my inventory to make that 500. But the amount of time, the total calculated time I put in to get that money is 4 hours. So I'm making over 100. That's $125 an hour. That's exactly what I put in. That's crazy. I don't know about you. That's pretty crazy. Now, okay, you can add in some time because it's not just thread boosting. I am talking to customers. It does, I get like 2 or 3 customers a month. It's not that explosive. I get easy to maintain. So, what, $100 an hour for doing nothing? That's amazing. Okay, 500 might not seem like much, but do that 2 times, 3 times, and you have enough to go on a vacation. It's like you can buy a flight ticket somewhere. You can book yourself. I mean, you can go on vacation every end of the year for free. So, yeah, it's small, but it does things. It does things. And okay, here's the best part. So, 2018, the amount of skins I get would allow me to sell everything. So instead of churning 125 into $500, I can now churn $500. That's how much I bought. I can, no, sorry, maybe less. I think it was 250. I very hard to remember. It was 2 years ago. I spent $250, and now my potential return is over $1,000. So 2019, I put in the same amount because I'm very careful. I want to make sure, because look, 2016, 2017, I was trying to see if it's repeatable. So I sold on my inventory. I'm like, okay, 2017, let's put in the same amount and see how much I sell. Made the same. So now 2018, I put in double what I put in last year. And now we're in 2020. I still have not sold all my 2018. So you see, when I doubled it, my inventory became so much that uh, I couldn't sell all of it, actually. Matter of fact, I still get customers asking for 2018. So I'm still selling them. Not that I can't sell them. I'm still selling them. That's how much inventory I got. 2019, I was like, okay, let's do it again. I put in the same amount, made a whole bunch of now I've got tons of inventory that in 2020, I'm contemplating whether I should spend less because I still haven't sold all my 2018. I haven't sold all my 2019, and I'm not sure if I even can. There's like hundreds, hundreds of cosmetics. But that's okay because I've already made back my money, so I'm not too concerned. So when I put in 250 for 2018, 2019, there's a chance that it might come back about close to $3,000. Okay, so that's a $500 investment coming back at you for $2,500 to $3,000 in a couple of years. So if you do the math again, I've just maximized my rate per hour. So if you do that 2,500 and then let's divide it by 8 hours, that's 300 an hour, man. Okay, let's do some little extra math just to be more realistic. 2,500, and we're gonna divide that. Let's say it took me 20 hours. Okay, just random, add in everything. That's still 125 hours, man. 20. Come on, man. That's like not even a day. Okay, so I'm basically making $2,000 a day from just some stupid cosmetics. Actually, I love them. They look great. Okay, they're awesome. But I'd rather sell them. Uh, this is the story of the joke, the joke, the broke entrepreneur. So you see what I mean by I've had really awesome successes, but no life-changing amount of money. But I just love finding these little niches and exploiting them like this, and finding I just like planting seeds and growing them. It just feels great, feels amazing. And then this is what I'm still running this business actually. And what's amazing about this second venture that it was the first second thing right after the mods. Again, before e-commerce, before dropshipping, before digital marketing. Started with the mods, migrated into another gaming niche, which is Dota 2, no mods, you're selling digital products. And then the third venture, talk about it to you tomorrow, is when I probably got into e-commerce. I think. Well, I don't know. I have to recheck my mind. But the second venture that I started in 2016, I'm still using till today, and it's amazing because this thing has been one of the number one ventures that has been repeatedly profitable, and I mean like clean profit. There's no fees. There's no I mean, yes, I have to buy inventory, but it's so cheap that when I sell it, I'm just, it's ridiculous. And what I love about it is just it's so repetitive. It's so easy to predict. It's predictable income, and I don't have to let it go. I can literally just keep doing this. I mean, yes, there's a bottleneck issue of too much goods, too little demand, but you make back your money anyway. So I'd rather just keep on repeating it. Look, we're in 2020 and the model still checks out. It's literally one of my proudest ventures that I've ever done because it's simply so successful in the returns. Yes, I can't take it to the moon. Yes, I won't make $10,000 a year, but you know what? It's it's one of the truest forms of passive income that I've actually received because 20 hours a year, I mean 28 hours a year, 4 hours a year, fuck, I forgot the math. Just to make that much money and to go on vacation. You know what? What's interesting is that I've never spent a dime out of this Dota money that I've made over the past 4 years. Every time I've collected the Dota revenue, I've always had to use it for something apart from my personal self. I've never been able to actually use it to celebrate. All of it has gone into, it's been oxygen for my businesses. Every time I've needed money, my Dota 2 revenue has always been there to back me up. It's what fueled a lot of my e-commerce failures. It's I mean it's led me, it's given me money to fail. So I'm very grateful for that. It's been that backup guardian angel all along the past 4 years, man. 4 years. Now, if you can do something that predictable, I believe it's a stable business. It wasn't affected by an economic crisis. It wasn't affected by rather, when the COVID happened, I got more customers because people were now home and wanted to play Dota even more. So I hope this story provided you some value. I'm not sure if it did. It surely is great to look back at it and just reminisce. And I can't wait to share with you the next one. This is Goober. I approve this message, and we are done. Ciao.